Welcome back to the channel. Since the ISF video did so well, I'm actually going to make yet another ISF video, but this time it's going to be multiple owners. They're going to be talking about their builds and their ownership review and experience, and we're just going to have another fun video. Also, shout out to everyone who's been supporting the channel. February was a record month. We had the most amount of views and engagement, so shout out to everyone. But yeah, it's been a really hectic 2024 so far, and it's March already. But first I'm gonna head to work, unfortunately, and then we're gonna go film later on. So I'm at the film location and there are some ISFs right there. We're waiting on a few more. So it is like 9 hours later. I had work and it's obviously raining and it's dark, but we're still gonna get the video because yeah, everyone came through, so we got to do it. You clearly brought out a lot of ISFs and an LC500, so you guys run pretty deep. But why don't we start out with your car? Let us know what you've done to it and just kind of give us a breakdown.
So this is my 2012 Lexus ISF. It came originally black with a red interior. When I was purchasing this car, I saw this car actually on TikTok, and then my friend sent me a link to the car and I purchased it. Originally a Texas car. If I can run the VIN number, I can trace back at least 2 owners, and I know them by name and they know me by name. My name is Victor. I am a former Houston F shop technician, right?
Nice.
This car currently has a walled front lip, V-Land headlights, Sabon carbon fiber fenders. This car also has carbon fiber side skirts, rear spats, and a Ventros rear diffuser. It's rolling on work ZR10s. Suspension is KW V3 with rear SPC camera arms and rear Megan tow arms as well. Lower control arm bushings have been replaced with the RR Racing poly lower control arms. As far as full bolt-ons go, RR Racing carbon fiber intake, PPE headers, MagnaFlow exhaust, true dual mid-pipe, no resonators, no cats. Inside the car is, I have a pair of bride seats, bride Stradia 2s on planted brackets, a Greddy steering wheel. I have Phoenix Gold Elite component speakers in the front with a Phoenix Gold titanium subwoofer setup in the rear. Why
don't you kind of talk about what you love so much about these platforms, and even kind of like sprinkle in, you know, what you do for these platforms, because yeah.
So I love this platform just because of its reliability. I think the 2 main issues that this platform has are cracked manifolds, and they also have a valley plate leak that happens within the valley of the motor. Working at the Houston F shop for about 2 years, I was able to build these cars up full bolt-on and tuned within the same day. I also do some light tuning for locals, and I install headers, anything you can think of regarding suspension, bodywork, and maintenance on these cars, I will do.
I'm gonna leave his info in the description, so if you want any of that work done, definitely hit him up. He knows how to do all these things, and it seems like he's got results from it. Tell us about your ISF and just a little bit about the specs and why you chose to get it.
So this one is in the ultrasonic blue pearl. This was pretty much the color I really wanted.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of blue cars. It's just personally my thing. It has the white interior, which I would like the red, but I think they came out with the red in the 2010 Plus. So this one has the white. My front seat needs to be reupholstered, but we'll ignore that. I have the V-Land headlights and taillights. I think other guys have the same ones on his car. It's on Raids Engineering Volk C28 wheels. It's got a squared 265 width setup on all 4. They're 18 by 10s. It has the Varix Valvetronic exhaust system. I have a fat exhaust leak right now. We're also going to ignore that. It's getting fixed this week, so we won't worry about it. It has a ducktail with paint match ducktail. It's on RSR sport coilovers. Upper strut bar. It has like the intake tube. Yeah. Other than that, it's mostly stock car.
What's your favorite thing about owning the car? I know it's only been 2 weeks, but like, give me a little breakdown of why you love this platform and what stood out to you about it.
Before I owned an Audi product, and that wasn't necessarily fun.
Okay.
So
okay.
I was really looking for something reliable. I'm an employee at a Lexus dealership as well, so these have been kind of screaming out to me. I test drove a couple of them just because I get to drive cars there sometimes. We had a few come in.
Yeah.
It makes an absolutely insane noise. And overall, the main draw was its reliability. To be able to be in a car that's as fun as it is and be able to drive it. There's a guy in Florida I know that has 430,000 miles on his car on the original engine and trans. So it's like doesn't really get much better than that.
Before we, finalize this one off, what do you have future plans for this car?
I'm not gonna fully build it like he's got over there. I'm definitely gonna track it a little bit.
Okay.
I want to tidy up some of the interior pieces. Like it's got a couple like worn out stuff just because it's a 16-year-old car.
Okay.
Definitely gonna get it tuned. Might even have him do it tonight, to be honest. Sounds kind of nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I'm gonna keep it mostly tame. I love the way these cars are stock, and I don't want to touch. It's a piece of history for me, and it's like they don't really make cars like this anymore, and I don't really want to stray too far from the stock stuff. But I like the setup that it's on right now, and for now I'm just planning on enjoying the car. It's not much not to like. There's not much to not enjoy about it.
Yeah.
So.
All right, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
So we see this beautiful LC500. So why don't you, talk about why you bought it and what you love about it?
Well, the main reason I bought the LC500 is because previously I owned the ISF supercharged. I was pushing maybe, I think 680 to the wheel.
Damn.
It was a full E R racing supercharger, and also had methanol injection, so it gave it a little bit of a kick. And I really fell in love with the car. I love the engine. I love how it is.
Yeah.
And I went online, kept looking at other cars, and I saw that this baby has the same engine as the RCF, same style. And I just love how it looks. Bigger, more comfortable, and just the color of it too. So I was like, might as well go for it,
So why don't you give us a little bit about the spec? Like, let's get a little closer. If you know, like the paint color and like the year and all that.
Yeah, the paint color is infrared. It's a 2018. I got luminous tint all around with I think it's 35% in the front, 20% on the sides, and 5% in the back all around. So it's a chameleon ceramic tint. So it goes from red, green, blue, depending how the weather is.
Wow.
My rims, they're 22s with a vibrant forged. 265s in the front and 315s in the back. House-wise modification, the only thing I've done is probably just added an X pipe and removed 2 cats. But other than that, it's pretty just still stock a little bit,
So what do you have in the plans, like for the future of this car?
Plans for it in the future, probably see if I can get a full E, full E85. And then, I don't know, there's these guys working on a supercharger for it. So if they come out with it, then I'm gonna pop that baby in there, see how much we can push,
So what do these usually push like with E?
Well, I believe it's like 416 with E, probably 440 around there.
440 wheel around there?
Yeah, depending how you tune it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And like the red line and everything is the same?
Red line on this one, I think it's 73.
Oh,
73
wow.
RPM. And now it comes from the factory like
Wait,
that.
so it has a higher RPM than like...
The ISF.
Yeah,
ISF's tops out at 68, but you can tune it higher, but stock, it comes at 73 for the LC.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like, what's your favorite thing about the car before I let you go?
Favorite thing about the car?
Yeah.
Honestly, bro, like the other day when I left it at valet and I see it from far away, it looks like a fucking Ferrari. You know what I mean? Like just the body of it, the shape, how big it is.
Yeah.
But knowing that it's a Lexus, it's reliable, and that the engine can push almost 400,000 miles taking care of it. So it's a reliable fucking beast. You know what I mean? That's why I like it. It's luxury, comfortable, and it's got power. So it's pretty good.
Perfect. Sounds good to me. All right, Cam. So you have a pretty unique license plate. So why don't you tell us about your car and just why you chose to buy this car?
Yeah, sure. So this is a 2014 Lexus ISF. I originally owned an 08, and I would say after owning it, after selling it, I regretted it. The great part about this car is I wanted at least an 11 or 12 at least or higher. Mainly suspension, seats are better, it looks nicer. It's just a much better car. The 8 that I owned previously was complete trash. I'm sorry to say though. Suspension trash, interior trash, you have a sticky dashboard. There's a lot of things going on. And it was just really rough as a daily driver. But just modifying it, I see a lot of people spending like anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 for modifications just to make something similar to a 2011 or higher. I'm like, why would I spend another 10 grand when there's a difference in price between an 8 and like an 11 or higher? I want to buy a stock one, except to go through that all shitty mods and whatnot. No offense. I'm more OEM type of guy. So what happens is that I go to CarMax. I call, I see a 12 and 13 for sale, both sold within 2 days. I kid you not. I talk to the lady. She tells me we have a 14 in stock, and I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. I'm telling my wife, literally, I wake her up like, she's freaking sleeping. I get up every morning early. I wake her up and I'm like, dude, like, that's a 2014. I'm never this much of an impulse buyer for anything. I'm pretty careful, especially with the car purchase, you know? So she's like, yeah, it's a 2014. I'm like, nah, send me, what's the liter size of the engine? She's like, 5. I'm like, okay. Because the 14 is when they redesigned it technically, 3.5, 2.5 liter. So she sends me the link right away. I'm like, holy shit, it's a 2014. So immediately, I put the deposit. I shipped it out from Daytona Beach, CarMax, to over here, $2,000. So I paid $40 out the door for it with pre-tax and license and whatnot. So about $42 for the car, which is great. But I would say overall though, just driving this car, you can like check it out. So 2014, sorry, I'm the big nerd when it comes to this car. So when I bought this car, this shit took, excuse my language, 9 months to come in.
Okay.
Because custom plates, prisoners make that, you know? They make the license plates, you know? So it took 9 months to come in. So what's unique about the 2014 is you have the carbon fiber spoiler, which distinguishes it. So as far as these are aftermarket, I want to just add a little more flair to it. These are the BBS 19-inch rims. 2012 and higher have them. I think these are the best like Lexus ISF rims. They just look solid. Flores tires, you can't go wrong with those. Better traction, especially in the rain. As far as like interior goes, if you look inside, even the back seats have the F logos on there too. That's what separates this from like all the other ISFs, as well as the front. You have the Alcantara, where the door handles are. That's what distinguishes this car from all the previous ones as well. And overall, I mean, every year, I would say from 2010 to 2014, they increased the suspension. They made the car just feel more of like a daily driver. Because even though you want these cars to like go crazy in them, it's a V8, 5 liter. You want to go fucking nuts in this car. It's a solid platform. It's a freaking Toyota at the end of the day, you know? But you have to understand though too, what comes with Toyota is Lexus. You want not only just a reliability, you want the comfort. So this is why over the years, they made the car more soft. So what I would say is, if you want something raw, crazy on the track, a faster car, the 2008 is actually a little quicker. It's just more raw because the suspension, everything too, when they built that thing, they built that car off of Fuji Speedway, Yamaha, Toyota, collaborated, made the exhaust, which is like, I think one of the best exhaust notes ever created. I'm a big Mercedes AMG fan. Like, I have a 99 C43, I freaking love it. But I would say though, this is an amazing exhaust sound. Like the OEM part of it, like Jeremy Clarkson said, the Lexus LFA, that's like hands down the best exhaust note symphony he's ever heard his whole life. It's just amazing. But what I'm going back to this car is that you get the rawness of a V8 and you also get the reliability of Lexus, but going through the years, they just refined it more. So if you want something crazy, 08, 9, 10, you want something a little more soft, I would go 11 and higher. And yeah, all in all, I'm happy with it. And yeah, it was delivered on Valentine's Day too. So this was like a Valentine's Day present to myself, and I tell my wife that all the time too, and she's happy for me. She's like, this was meant to be. So honestly, like, it was an impulse buy. I didn't expect to find something like this because I was like, you know, I want to save up with the economy, everything too, even though like I'm pretty good at budgeting and whatnot. But this was a fucking impulse buy. Buy the whole car without even seeing it. Like, I just told her, just give me it, you know? So I'm happy with it.
2014 leaving, there's only like 85 left. But yeah, this is a really rare car. Shout out to him for coming out. Why don't you tell us about why you chose the ISF platform, especially coming from a Honda dealership?
When I first found out about these cars, I was 14.
Okay.
And it was when I was in that car meet. And then I saw an ISF, and I was just staring at that car. Like, out of all the cars over there, I was that one car. And it was a ultrasonic blue with a red interior, the Superman combo. And I didn't know anything about the car, so I searched it up on YouTube. And when I searched it up, I saw so many videos of these cars just going like crazy runs and stuff like that. So ever since then, I just always wanted one. So when I turned 18 and I had the money for it, not daddy's money, but I had the money for it. And then after working hard, and I went to a Honda dealership and they were selling this car. And then after some negotiation, I got the car. And then the sales manager was there, and he was like, how do you know so much about this car? I was like, oh, well, if you like something, research it. So they offered me a job, and I ended up buying the car. So that's how I ended
Dang,
up
that's
buying it.
perfect.
Yeah.
So what would you have in the future for this car? Like, what do you have planned?
Just nothing too crazy. I want to keep it as OEM as possible. It's OEM plus. Probably just thinking of doing like, you know, catback system, an intake, and then some like carbon goodies. So nothing too crazy.
And then what about for your wheel setup? What do you think you're gonna go with?
Wheel setup, I'm mostly gonna keep it OEM as well.
Okay.
In the near future, I'm most likely gonna do coilovers.
Yeah.
Just looking into like HKS coilovers and stuff like that. But wheels, I'm just gonna keep it stock. You know, I'm running 275s and then 255s in the front, so that's my tire setup. So it's nothing too crazy. You know?
Okay. And lastly, what is your favorite thing about the platform? Because you seem pretty passionate about the, you know, ISF and the F platform. So what do you think is like your favorite things about it?
Most likely it's gonna be that induction noise from the intake. Is that once you get up to like 3,800 RPMs on this car, you hear that intake just like really open up, and it's like the most satisfying sound ever. It's just like you hit like 3,800 and it's just like the nicest sound, and that's like my favorite thing about the platform. So I bought this car at 71,000 miles. It's a 2011 Lexus ISF. It's gonna be silver, and then I have the snowflake wheels on this vehicle.
Okay.
So this only come on the 2010s and the 2011s. And that's where another nice little touch Lexus did on this car is the Alcantara seats, which in my opinion is the nicest thing. So it has Alcantara all the way down the middle and leather on the side. So that's my favorite thing about the car, just that Alcantara is a lot more comfier, you know.
Very nice.
But yeah, everything else is just completely stock. I try keeping it as clean as possible. It still actually has the little tapes from when they released the car in 2011. So it still has it on here. It has it on that little like gear selector shift right there. You can kind of see it. And then the only one that doesn't have it is this door. So but everything else is like still OEM, and it's a beautiful car. You can never go wrong with the Lexus, you know.
This concludes the ISF / Lexus V8 platform video. Shout out to everyone who came out. I appreciate you. I'll see you, bro.
Of course.
Thanks again for making this happen.
If you need anything, let me know.
Back to my E90 M3. I gotta be careful. If I keep hanging out with those ISFs, I might end up getting one. So if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next upload.